So Fukushima and Hirota, Yuki Fukushima, Sayaka Hirota are in the women's doubles final, and they will await the winners of the Camilla Newell, Christina Pedersen Danish pairing against Tanaka and Yonemoto, and that is a second women's doubles semi-final coming up this morning. We've got the men's doubles first semi-final coming now. The world number one Gideon and Sukamuljo from Indonesia against the unbeaten Japanese Kamura and Sonoda. And then we do have that women's doubles second semi-final, Newell and Pedersen, Tanaka, Yonemoto, followed by the second men's doubles, and we finish with a mixed doubles semi-final last this morning. Well, this is going to be a classic. It promises to be a tremendous men's doubles first semi-final. Unbeaten Japanese Kamura and Sonoda against the Indonesians, world number one. There's Marcus Gideon. So we're ready now for our Master of Ceremonies to bring the players onto court, Howard Benford.
This is the Dubai World Super Series Finals men's doubles. Let's welcome the players. First up, the runners-up from last year, the number 5 seeds from Japan, Takeshi Kamura and Sonoda.
Now these are last year's beaten finalists, and they're unbeaten this year in the round-robin format, and they've already beaten their opponents in the round-robin, so they do have the upper edge in this first men's doubles semi-final.
And let's hear it for their opponents, the number 1 seeds from Indonesia, Markus Gideon and Kenvin Sukamuljo.
Leading out the world number 1, the winners of 6 Super Series events in 2017, Markus Gideon and Kenvin Sukamuljo from Indonesia. 6 tournaments they've won in the Super Series this year, and they contested 8 finals. They lost to the Japanese pairing here in their second Group A match. What a contest in prospect here. I guess the one word for the Indonesians will be revenge for that round-robin defeat.
Yeah, definitely revenge. The Japanese played a magnificent tournament and sort of outplayed the Indonesians in the round-robin match, and that was a bit of a surprise, even though they are quite equal in the head-to-heads. So very interesting to see this match, which is all or nothing. No second chance for the losers. That's great.
Gideon serve. Okay, who is the receiver? Come.
You know, this has got high class written all over it. Looking at the Indonesians here, this is Markus Gideon, 26 years of age, from Jakarta. They won the All England Championships, the Indian Open and the Malaysian Open, the first 3 tournaments of this year's MetLife World Super Series. And with his partner Kenvin Sukamuljo, who's 22. They came back then and won Japan, China and the Hong Kong Open just before coming here to Dubai. So 6 Super Series wins for the world number 1 pairing from Indonesia. They did lose, as you saw, that match against Kamura and Sonoda, so that will still be in the memory, that defeat against the Japanese. Keigo Sonoda. He's playing in the more regulation shorts, 27 years of age. World ranked 5. And his partner, Takeshi Samura, 27 years of age. Likes to wear the longer pants, the heat-retaining lycra pants there. So you can see a little bit of a difference here between the two Japanese players. But unbeaten coming here. And last year's beaten finalists, they were beaten by Malaysia's Go Vi Shem and Tan Wee Kyung, last year's final. Well, the head-to-head between these two teams, the record is at 3-all. The last meeting was just yesterday. Kamura and Sonoda won 21-17, 21-17. Steen Pedersen, former coach to the Danish national team, as we look at Liu Yun from China, who's the chair umpire, and our service judge from Malaysia, David Wong. Steen, oof, how do you call this one?
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, there might be some expectations from the Japanese side now. They won the previous encounter, and the Indonesians, they know that they have to gear up. I still think, yeah, the Japanese have played really well throughout this tournament. I think they're going to take it again.
And on my left, Markus Gideon, Kenvin Sukamuljo, Indonesia.
Markus Gideon in the front there with the lighter hair.
Markus Gideon to third to Takeshi Kamura.
Markus Gideon will serve.
Play.
Kamura receives.
Service over.
So the Japanese have not been beaten in this Dubai World Super Series Finals, and they've already beaten the world #1 pairing across the other side of the net yesterday in the round robin. Tremendously quick hands there from Sukamuljo. Racket speed is phenomenal.
And a lot is on him in terms of lifting the Indonesian team. The Japanese succeeded in the group stage match on putting a lot of pressure on Markus Gideon, who is not as creative and dangerous on the front court as his partner, Kenvin Sukamuljo, who perhaps is the most dangerous front court player in the world. But he was also a little bit neutralized in that group stage match. So definitely need to play better. We can see the fast pace, and that's what helps the Japanese pairs, that they are almost as fast as the Indonesians, if not faster, so they can match them in terms of speed. But can they keep Kenvin Sukamuljo out of the game, more or less, on the front court, or will he stamp his mark on this match?
Sonoda at the back of the court.
Service over. 3-2.
Strong, powerful legs here. Height he gets. Got a world ranking of 5, the Japanese pairing. And you're looking at the world #1 from Indonesia. It's such a phenomenal speed of racket from all 4 players. It really is.
Yeah, that's amazing. And a very positive start for the world #1s. And this was how Sonoda and Kamura won their first game, attacking, coming forward, challenging, especially targeting Markus Gideon.
This is Gideon. such is the pace of this match, you just can't afford to blink.
5-3.
Yeah, and what I notice is that Kenvin Sukamuljo really looks in a fantastic playing mood from the beginning of this match here. And we could be treated to a fantastic match if both pairs are at their best. Fantastic defense.
Sonoda with the defense, couldn't keep it out a second time.
6-3.
He's got his game face on. That's his business face from Sukamuljo with serve.
And it's a totally different look
7-3.
today than yesterday, where we saw them play Lee and Liu, the two world number ones, Sukamuljo and Gideon. Not to talk about when they played these two in the group stage, but
Service over.
let's see
4-7.
the proceedings.
Kamura serves. Tremendous return of serve from Gideon.
Service over.
It's a deception that works. I think he shows with all his body that he's going to make this deception. So, but we have to give him that it's working.
Service over.
3
5,
points between
8.
them in the most frenetic start to this first semi-final in the men's doubles. 8-5, Indonesian world number one are leading. Well, it just
Service over.
crawled over the
9,
net, but
5.
it's a .1 for Indonesia. You see how it's really gave Sonoda no real comfort there.
Boy, that's fantastic. He's been razor sharp so far in the first game, Kenvin Sukamuljo.
Service over. 6-10.
Sukamuljo
Service
with the
over.
return of serve
11-6.
winner. And it's the Indonesian pairing of Gideon and Sukamuljo, the world number one, who lead 11-6 after just 6 minutes in this first men's doubles semi-final.
Yeah. 11-6.
11-6
Play.
after just 6 of the most frenetic minutes on court. Indonesian world number one lead. makes the error from the back of the court, and noticeably how Kamura is just telling his partner to calm down here. He's just turned round to him. He just said, just calm down a minute. Doesn't want this gap to be more than 6 points.
He played extremely well, Sonoda, surprisingly well in the first match, and now he's not gotten that self-confidence, missed the big one here.
13-6.
He's doing it again, isn't he? Kamura's just talking to him, saying, just look at him here. He just looks at him, saying, calm it down. There's a little high flow of adrenaline in this first men's semi-final. And it's 14 points to 6, 8 points between them now. I think pretty soon Sonoda's going to tell Kamura to watch his own game, because at every point he's getting a bit of a lecture.
Gideon challenge called
Yeah, the
out.
Indonesians have challenged.
Challenge from Indonesia, and I'm afraid it's not successful.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Just the one
Serving
challenge remaining
over.
then. But
7,
it's still
14.
7 points
Play.
between the two teams here. Sonoda with serve. Well played, Sonoda.
8-14.
The question mark in my mind is whether Sonoda can raise his level to the standards that we saw in the group stage matches, and whether the Indonesians can maintain that stability, because they've been magnificent in the first part of this game here. He almost hit that with his back to the opponents.
Service over. 15-8.
Little trick shot there from Kamura, and Sukamuljo with the winner.
Lots of Indonesian support as well from a little group of spectators here behind the court.
Sukamuljo, he's looking irrepressible in this opening game of the first semi-final in the men's doubles. Smashes the winner between Kamura and Sonoda.
Service over.
That service return from Kamura
17.
over the head of Kevin Sukamuljo, that's definitely not the way to do it. He was lucky here, but if he continues to do that, then he's in for a tough time.
Again, a lovely deception there from Marcus Gideon.
9.
Look how he gets up here and just deceives Kamura, who's expecting a full-blooded smash. Sukamuljo can't retrieve.
19-9.
He's pulled out some tricks, hasn't he?
Yeah, and Sukamuljo again hits an air shot deliberately to sort of tease his opponents, and I don't really like that. And there's other sports, they have penalties for teasing, for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Two big smashes from Gideon, and it gives the Indonesians a game point.
10.
The world #1 pairing of Markus, Gideon, Kenvin, Sukamuljo.
And he's hit everything.
It's a brilliant display. This is a lesson for the Japanese, and it's given them by Gideon and Sukamuljo of Indonesia. And after 13 minutes, they take the first game, 21 points to 10.
Kalau dia sekarang mau merubah, barangkali merubah, cuma saya itu kayaknya kapal keluar terus. Paling dia merubah nanti, kalau nyodok pasti. Karena paling merubah nanti itu bisa jaga-jaga itu. Ya. Iya. Nah sekarang kalau mau bola-bola ngarang gitu, dia cari posisi supaya biasa. Tapi dia kencengin asal datar dulu kita karena ya datar dulu kalau kan dibelokin, tapi jangan sih sampai panjangin. Ya, tangannya udah besar. 20% ぐらい我慢して、このようにね。今そのままいってれば厳しくない。気持ち悪くちょっと我慢してプレイ。もちろん2人きりのサプレシーブ1回少し集中してね。メンズの攻撃したいけどちょっとサプレシーブうまくいったと目方 OK ね。要然で最終しましたよ。そのぐらい簡単で負けないのになんとかちょっと我慢して、なんとかつらいて、なんとかつらいて我慢して、はいもう一回。いいと大丈夫。
Well, the Japanese pairing here of Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda know that they've got to produce something far removed from what they managed in that first game. World #1 pairing from Indonesia, Gideon and Sukamuljo, were simply irrepressible in that first, winning 21-10.
And there's one big sign on the Japanese tactics board, in my opinion: get it away from Sukamuljo. And he's been killing them in the first game, and their only chance is to be even more disciplined in attacking Markus Gideon. And then perhaps if they get in a good position point-wise, try to work Sukamuljo a bit on the backcourt.
Oh, that's tremendous from Sonoda. He was hanging in the air for seconds. It's a tremendous flick, backhand flick. Well, look at that from Sonoda. Smashes the winner. And Japan take a quick lead in this second game, 3-1. Kamura serves.
He played it directly into the head of Sukamuljo again, Keigo Sonoda, and I mean, that's just not good enough. And I fear for the Japanese that Sonoda has lost too much confidence in this first game. He was oozing with confidence when they played in the group stage.
It's a rare error from Sukamuljo.
Yeah, but good play from Kamura, because he sort of took the pace out of it and tried to drop it below the tape, and that's exactly the right thing to do. If you play with pace against Sukamuljo, I mean, you might as well go and pack your bags immediately.
Well, again, tremendous play from Sukamuljo. Straight between his Japanese opponents here.
And the two Indonesians are really, really quick on the Japanese's serve. We haven't seen a flicker yet. That's well played. That was how he looked 2 days ago, Keigo Sonoda.
5-3.
Crisp smash. Fantastic rally.
Sukamuljo was just magnificent in that rally. You make a very valid point, Steen. They've got to keep the shuttle away from Sukamuljo at the front of the net.
And perfect placement on that last shot. And to the right shoulder of Keigo Sonoda. Just under the wing in badminton terms. He's not there, Sonoda. Once again, he plays Sukamuljo in the service situation.
Just out.
Service over. 6-5.
Of course, it's not so easy because they want to play it so that Gideon doesn't have an easy return, but the balance between putting a little pressure on him and playing it so long that Sukamuljo can intercept or take over is very, very fine.
Service over. 6-all.
Well, misjudgment from the Japanese pairing. Well played this time from Sonoda.
Service over. 7-6.
Beg your pardon, from Kamura. On the back of the court. Kamura serves. Brilliant hands again from
Service over.
Sukamuljo.
7-all.
Look at the way he gets this shuttle back.
An overhead shot fight on the front court there. Absolutely amazing. Look at that.
Play.
Good service.
Service over. 8-all.
So again, it's this man, Marcus Gideon, with the big smash from the back.
Service over. 9-8.
So the Japanese pairing just a point in front. 9-8 in this second game. Lost the first 21-10.
Good rally.
10.
Kamura and Sonoda.
8.
They're a bit in the same situation as we saw in the women's doubles with Yu Xiaohan and Huang Yachong. That it's going to be a tough day at the office if they're going to get back in this match. They've done the first part of it.
Well, he's just moving
Service over.
with the speed of lightning.
9-10.
The fastest hands on court, and his movement is just intimidating.
Play.
Keep him out of the front court, but it's more difficult. It's easier said than done, that is.
It is, and he's also playing some shots that are not as easy to distinct as good shots, but it's preventing the Japanese from lifting in a good way to Marcus Gideon. They cannot challenge him in the first lift.
That's the Japanese pairing who lead at the break here, 11 points to 9 in the second game. There's 2 points the difference, and the Japanese have edged in front. Much more positive start in this second game from them. It's in. Challenge.
It's clearly in my opinion.
Challenge from Marcus Gideon. It looked good. It looked as if it was in. Yeah, it's well in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Japanese coaches Rioni Meineke and head coach Park Jubong working extremely hard in the interval here, and they faced a situation where they probably knew that the Indonesians were coming out better than in the group stage match. But on the other hand, how much do you tell your players about that? You risk taking away the self-confidence they got. And then they come out much better, exactly as you feared, and you still have a tactic that's working, but the players have lost a little bit of the confidence and so on. You still feel that you have a good chance of winning. You just hope they get back in the match.
4 points the difference now. Sonoda with serve.
Behind the back, that's fantastic. It's gone wide.
Just incredible play from Sukamuljo. We are seeing his full repertoire.
Absolutely amazing. Look at that behind the back, and then the next save is great as well. Fantastic. It hits the top of the tape. And then a delicate drop shot, and I think he should come round in the stadium after this match and taxing the spectators for an exhibition match as well, because he's combining a competitive match with exhibition style play. This fantastic Indonesian player.
Still 4 point lead for the Japanese pairing.
And this is what the Japanese have been waiting for, that they slow down a little bit. That mistakes creep in, because I think sort of stability-wise, the Japanese probably are the more stable of the two pairings. Oh, Oi, behind the back again.
This time from Sonoda.
And satisfied coaches there.
Now it's 16-10. Sonoda and Kamura for Japan have come back strongly in this second game. World number one here, Markus Gideon, and Kenvin Sukamuljo from Indonesia.
16-10.
Finding now the challenge from the world rank number 5 from Japan is strong and very realistic. It's just wide, is it?
No, called good. And
called in.
on the line. There's no challenge.
16.
Perfect defense.
Yeah, bang on the line, flush on the line.
Good play.
Made very few errors.
Over.
Yeah, but that
17,
soft one
11.
that drops in front of him. That's a very good shot from Kamura, and
Play.
one of the ways to cope with Sukamuljo, if there is ways to cope with him at all.
Good serve from
18,
Sonoda.
11.
Gideon can't cope with it, and now this deficit is 7 points. 18-11, second game, as Japan look to level this first men's double semi-final. Kamura with the winner.
19-11.
And certainly have found a way to upset the rhythm of the Indonesians.
Yeah, from a neutral perspective, I certainly don't mind a third game when they're playing like this, the two pairs.
Service over. 12-19.
A very unusual rally. Seems like the shuttles are really, really slow.
Looks like a little bit of a warm-up right now, but there's a lot of just cat and mouse here. How many shots were in that rally?
The shuttles, they tend to fluff a little bit after a number of smashes, and I think that was the case here, and then it becomes almost impossible to kill it.
81 shots. Kamura with a succession of smashes.
Yeah, it's like there's the drop shot. Exactly. There's been no drop shot yet to sort of draw the pairs out of position. None of the pairs are able to kill it, apparently.
Forehand error from Keigo Sonoda after another extraordinary rally in this second game.
Yeah, and Rioni Meineke, the Indonesian that is coaching the Japanese side, is directing his players because it's important. Oh, struck above waist.
He didn't like it at all, Sukamuljo here, but that's clearly a fault, and it gives the Japanese pairing game point.
Yeah, it's of course important to figure out what to do with these clearing rallies, which is highly unusual in men's doubles. Because none of the pairs want to use a lot of energy right now. It seems like the second game is decided, but then again, a couple of quick points for the Indonesians, they would have a chance.
Great levels of patience shown here by the Indonesians. Just
yeah, but this is a game of chicken, and Kamura has chickened out twice, and he can't continue doing that. So he's got to rise to the challenge if the Japanese want a chance to win this match. Oi! Twice behind back.
Yeah. Well, they're just creeping closer here. It's 2017.
Yeah, the only point they won was that service fault call.
Great smash, Sukamuljo. Just when you felt that the Japanese pairing were coming strongly to level, it's now just 2 points in it. Still a game point for the Japanese.
They were 19-11 up. Oi!
It's wide. This time, Japan get the point, and they hauled themselves back into this semi-final by taking the second game 21-18. We're going to a third game, the decider.
Half smash, ikai kriya manaka ne namanya muke arata kora drop chukate full ikai smash semu iranai. De sumo kara tadeba ichi ni change sumo hayaku ana hano. Arata haita hayaku ana usiro. Sono muike bala bala sinai ne. Sagate daijobu. Sagate ne katsu sagate ne.
De ageta tokiはすぐ構えてる。スマッシュクロスとか打たれたらしっかり上げよう。
であとだからハーフスマッシュすればまあいける。でもできるって。部屋に行けばまた上げて、ストップで ショット遅いだからカットにしようあと一つの初めから今まで今休みだから。今ねラリー中でそのラリーこっち見せない。
Final game.
This first men's doubles semi-final goes to a deciding game.
Level.
Magnificent entertainment. Sonoda serves, and Sukamuljo can't retrieve.
Great reaction on the third shot there from Sonoda. Gotten some of their confidence back, the Japanese pair. Great work by Sonoda and Kamura. Coming back after that storm they entered in the first game.
Love.
It's very quickly to a 3-love lead for the Japanese.
Fourth. Service over. 1-3.
There's a change. They're adapting the tactics that they've been experiencing themselves, Sukamuljo and Gideon, when they're playing against the Danes. Bowen Mogensen, who's got a reasonable record against them. Bowen Mogensen very keen on playing defense on the Indonesians. Now they've adapted that strategy.
Sonoda with the error. Wonderful defense from Gideon, but can't keep every one of them out.
Service over. Service over. 3-4.
Sukamuljo wins the point.
4-all.
Outside the picture, Leonie Meineke, I think, pointing to his heart to signal that it's now that some serious questions are being asked.
107 shots that run.
And of course, not necessarily about Leonie Meineke's heart, but the Japanese players' will to win, to stamp their mark on this match here.
4-all in this decider.
Excellent.
Steen, we've seen tremendous defense by the Indonesians. How long can they keep this defensive ploy? When do they start turning to more of an attacking
Well,
mindset?
I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're going to continue employing this tactic as long as it scores them points, and then perhaps play a couple of rallies a little bit faster. But I think if I were the Japanese pair, I would just try and place Sukamuljo on the back court as well. Make it an endurance challenge.
The Indonesians edge in front, 6-4 now. Japanese pairing has thrown everything at the world #1.
And then if I were the Japanese, I would change the shuttle after each rally because they clearly get fluffy. And you've hit it a number of times. And the Indonesians in this endurance game with the clears and so on, they have, in my opinion, in terms of Sukamuljo, the most creative player, and that's where the Japanese, they lack a bit of solutions when they are lifted high to the backcourt.
Time Sukamuljo can't deal with it. It's 6-all. Just moments of respite. It's been such a high tempo match, this first semi-final in the men's doubles. Error from Sukamuljo this time from the back of the court.
One of the things that affects the shuttle's speed is, of course, the air pressure. And we have a bit of meteorological information that the air pressure today is quite high. It's 1,023 hectopascal. So shuttles should be a little bit slower today than normally.
In.
That's clearly on the line.
I'm not sure what an air pressure specialist is, but I'm very impressed there, Steve. Clearly well in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge
And if you told me the weather forecast, I'd say you were a meteorologist, but if you've just told me the air pressure, what are you?
7-all. Play.
Knowledgeable. 7-all in this deciding game for a place in the final, the men's doubles. Wide. Sonoda couldn't handle the smash from Sukamuljo.
No, and the Japanese pair still haven't found a solution to the high lifts from the Indonesians.
Play.
Because they have the more dangerous player in Kenvin Sukamuljo. So he can suddenly pick up speed or get a read on the opponent. And I think it's gotten to Takeshi Kamura. All the work he's been asked to do on the backcourt.
Great effort from Sukamuljo. Just mop the court whenever a player, you can see how much they're perspiring. Whenever a player gets down on the court surface, the court is wiped clean. It has to be, because of the precision and the speed of the footwork of these wonderful shufflers. Court surface has to be pristine.
One of the statistics we have on the world #1s here, Gideon and Sukamuljo, is that when the match is longer than 54 minutes, they're actually 1-6 this year in terms of winning, losing. So they lost 6 matches that have gone longer than 54 minutes. Right now we're on 51 minutes. But it's the opponent who's done the major part of the work here in this match. So I could definitely see the Indonesians go on to win it now.
So a good match for the Indonesians as a short match. No. Slightly off balance that time, Sukamuljo. It's just the most extraordinary powers of finesse and improvisation. In again, that's the sheer class of Sukamuljo, and at the interval in this deciding game in this first semi-final in the men's doubles, it's the Indonesian pairing who are 11-8 in front.
Kalau lo saya setuju, dikasih flashing ini jangan kenceng-kencengin dulu, kasih asal utak-atik depannya aja tuh, ya berani situnya, ya. Sekarang kalau lagi defense, angkat yang angkat tuh ada variasi, kadang-kadang fast, kadang-kadang kecil, ya. Begitu juga serangannya, kalau misalnya lagi pelan, dia kenceng, kena terus pelanin lagi aja, apa dia kagok, level dia atur terus, jangan kencengin terus, ya senang kalau senang.
Eight.
11 points to 8. The world #1 pairing, Markus Gideon and Kenvin Sukamuljo from Indonesia, are in front in this decider. Gideon with serve. Time Kamura finds the net. Slightly off balance when he played it. First point in the resumption to the Indonesians. Service fault.
Yeah, struck above the waist.
Gideon is not happy.
Above the waist.
What do you think, Steen?
But the shuttle is above the waist.
wasn't the worst of
Service over.
services I've seen.
12.
But it could be called.
Sukamuljo straight at the feet of Sonoda.
13-9.
Now this time, there's a slight misunderstanding with the
Service over.
Indonesian pairing.
10-13.
Sukamuljo leaving it for Gideon. Makes with the smash, Sukamuljo.
Service over. 14-10.
If they go on to win this match, Gideon and Sukamuljo, and play themselves into the final of the World Superseries Finals, by and large, they can thank themselves for exploring other opportunities in the second game. Whilst the game was not working, they were about to get caught in the Japanese grind. Started exploring this. What happens if we play really, really high lifts? Because we have to try something else. Because what we're doing is not working. And a lot of players in the World Circuit could learn from that. If what you're doing is clearly not working, try something.
Plan B. Backhand defensive from Gideon. Doesn't clear the net.
11-15.
It's a much needed point for the Japanese pairing. This one here. Japanese pair who were last year's beaten finalists in the final. Lost to Malaysia's Govi Shem and Tan Wing Kiong. Is that wide? Yes, it is. No challenge from Sukamuljo. He knew it was wide.
Get them to play from below the tape.
Service over. 16-12.
A 4-point lead and only 5 points to the goal for Sukamuljo and Gideon. That's a tough task for Kamura and Sonoda.
Gideon, he knew straight away that it wasn't his best.
Markus.
Japan hanging on here in this deciding game.
Service over. 13-16.
Was that a touch of tiredness there from Gideon?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. These guys don't get tired, do they?
Oh.
Kamura apologizes.
16.
Straight at Sukamuljo. There's only 2 points in it now.
Play.
All the tricks coming out from this mercurially talented Sukamuljo.
16.
He was originally going to leave that serve from Takeshi Kamura, and he changed his mind, and what a fantastic return.
Well, he might have been producing some of the tricks from his little Pandora's box, but there's only 1 point in it now. Kamura serves. 15-16. In.
And he's gone totally off the boil, Marcus Gideon.
16-all.
And Park is very animated. Park Jubong, the Japanese head coach, telling his players that's the way to do it.
16 points each in this decider. This deciding game in the first semi-final of the men's doubles.
It's up to Sukamuljo to save the Indonesians.
Service over. 17-16.
The error from Sonoda.
Quick towel down here.
So close to call this. I think you're right, Steen, that Marcus Gideon's just gone off the boil and he's relying on the
Play.
strength and influence of his partner, Kenvin Sukamuljo. But it's Gideon who serves. In, and it's a challenge.
18.
No.
No, he was just raising his racket. That was my mistake. I thought that Kamura was challenging. It's on the line.
18-16.
Yeah.
Good serve from Gideon.
15.
And they're edging closer to a place in the final. The world #1 pairing who've won 6 Super Series events this year. They've contested 8 finals.
It came over. It came
Point.
over.
Yeah. It's a match point. Tremendous support for the Indonesian pairing. Gideon serves for a place in the final. They've done it. Marcus Gideon and Kenvin Sukamuljo win a fabulous semi-final against Japan's Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda. That was brilliant badminton, worthy of the final itself. It's a pity there has to be a loser, but it was a great contest. And 21-16.
Match won by Marcus
The final
Gideon.
game score.
Gideon
and Sukamuljo winning 21-10, 21-18, 21-16. What a titanic contest and struggle it was. And Sukamuljo, you feel, had to carry Gideon at times. What a contest.
Fantastic, fantastic match. These 4 pairs. Looking forward to the next men's doubles as well.
So Marcus Gideon and Kevin Sukamuljo come through a fantastic first semi-final to take their place in the final, and they will await the winners of Bo Morgensen, Liu and Zhang, Denmark and China in the second men's semi-final. Five doubles semi-finals in this morning session, and we get ready now for the Denmark-Japan women's doubles second semi-final rather. Camilla Yule, Christina Pedersen against Shiho Tanaka and Koharu Yonemoto.